I'm Mickey Colton.
And I'm Chad Dillon.
And this is the Utica Rallycross Series. Coming at you live for your 6th event here at the Dubai Speedway.
Face! I'm ready to do this.
This is going to be an exciting event. The high-class, wealthy city of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, as Ian Siegel told me once.
Exactly, yeah. There's Ferraris, there's all these fancy cars all around us. You know, I saw some really awesome buildings. I remember there was a flashback shot of Dubai. There used to be a plain old desert. And then you go from this to this. Holy crap, it's amazing.
Yeah, and you mentioned those buildings. We're going to be seeing them actually a little bit closer than you would imagine.
Yeah.
These guys are going to actually be driving through some of these buildings. And it's going to be one of the most interesting courses on the schedule.
Honestly, they have all the money in the world. They probably built these buildings. But here is the lineup today, starting with our rookie, Mason Powers. It started off a little strong, but he's starting to taper off a little bit.
Hey, we have the second half of the season here. Mason Powers can bring it back. We also have some new drivers in the field. None of them are on this page in particular. We'll see them on the next page. But are there any drivers that you're looking forward to in this event?
I'm definitely looking forward to Nick Pericles. You know, having that really good start for the season. Hoping to see more from him. But other than that, I think I'm excited for everyone, really, today.
Yeah, there's our rookies, Xavier Singleton, Dylan Young making a return along with Joshua Michaels. I would watch out for Tyler Kulesa, who starts near the tail end of the field. He's been great in points. He's your current points leader. And, you know what they say about the drivers near the back, they have a stronger chance of winning.
I would also look out for Seth Cole, trying to get maybe a second win in this season. You know, he had a really good win. He's been really consistent. Let's see what he can do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and this is a good track for the stuntman. As Mason Powers is on track. Let's see if he can power down the front straightaway and get himself his first career victory.
Now, what I noticed is this turn, you're going to have to come off with a lot of speed here. If you want to make the lake jump, it's going to be really difficult.
I know the Great Bay here is going to be something very difficult for these drivers. He does it.
Can he fully flip it, though? Oh, and he's able to get back on his 4 tires there.
That's going to be a trouble spot today, Chad.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's really got to have a lot of balance, and it hits the wall there, but not too shabby for the first man up.
Now, look at this. He's going to be going up this building, over the city streets, into another building, and then again onto the rooftop.
Shitting bricks while he's driving through this track here. Now
watch it, Chad. This is a family show.
Oh, no, he hits the wall, but he's able to spin around and get to the finish with a 44.40. Not a bad time for first man up.
Not a bad time at all, but that ending may have hurt him for the victory. Next up, Stephen Carter in car number 12. Unsinkable Stephen Carter, I guess we can call him now.
Exactly, yeah. You know,
he's not had any trouble at all.
Now here he goes off the jump. Can he make it thoroughly? He does. Here he goes.
See if he can power past Mason Powers. He flips it over.
No!
We spoke too soon.
The man that has never DNF'd is finally DNF'd. A very short run for him at Dubai. Next up is Alex Hawkins, another rookie. Here we go. The
Lightning is hoping to strike twice. He had a great run earlier in the season.
Exactly.
Let's see if he can have a great run here today.
Barney's Revenge coming up. Now, see, this is the hardest part. He's very stable here. A really good run. Oh, a little shaky off that follow-through, but he's able to get back on. See if he can hit this turn. You
know what they say about, giant dinosaurs and big cities? The dinosaurs tackle them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're wondering where I was going with that, huh?
No, I'm still wondering where you're going with it.
What? You've watched Godzilla and stuff with dragons and dinosaurs.
Exactly, but a 42.26 from the dinosaur.
Beating top spot.
Yeah, taking up the top spot. Now, next up, this is the person you got to look out for is Matt Dool. He's had probably the worst starts to a season he's ever had, but he's able to start to pick it up. He had a good finish last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can do good today.
Yep, Matt Dool, the dark horse. Maybe he can be a late bid for this championship. It's getting a little bit close to the grain. He's got to do really, really well.
He's gonna have to make at least top 3 every single event, even to become close to winning.
This is tracking pretty well for Matt Dool.
Exactly.
He just has to go through this last section just fine. Let's see what he can do.
Almost hits the roof there. Almost pulls a Tyler Benoit from Elkhorn Pike and almost decapitates himself.
Tyler boyfriend. That sounds like a dating sim.
Yeah, but a 41.70. What a great time for Matt Dool, taking out Alex Hawkins for the top spot.
Next up is Carson Bechtel, the Bechtel thermometer. I shouldn't call him that. That's a horrible nickname.
No, I think it's a great nickname. He's hot and he's heavy. He's ready to go.
Well, I would just say that's where his season has been, where you would put a rectal thermometer.
Oh, what? I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, Canadians don't work with physics like us Americans do, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, Carson Bechtel, a pretty awful season thus far, hoping for his first Great run.
It gets a little too close on that turn there. Almost hits the wall, but really good and really smooth run for Carson Bechtel.
Yeah, this is surprisingly good for the Bechtel thermometer as he goes through the last couple of corners, coming to the line. What can he do here?
43.60.
Decent time, third place overall. Now, his best finish is 15th. Can he beat that today? We'll have to see as the event goes on. As Nick Pericles is on track, this was your pick to win.
Yeah, this was my pick to look out for. He might be able to win, but this jump is going to take anybody out. You could be hitting it perfectly, but if you hit it just wrong,
no! Just as you say it, Nick Pericles is going to hit that in a wrong angle, and this is going to be a rough points day for him. As now is Chris, the mighty, mighty Tiger Aurelio on track.
We are Tigers!
Boom, 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 boom.
Mighty, mighty Tigers!
Boom, 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 boom. And he's going to stay out of the bay, so this kiddie's not going to get wet. Oh, no! He tips it over.
But this kiddie is going to lose.
Not going to land on all fours.
Wait, he might have the 9 lives to get back into the course. Here he goes.
Now, I'm not sure if this is a smart strategy, because remember, he's backpedaling, so he is already given a spot to Steven Carter.
Oh, these camera angles are making me dizzy there.
DNF for Chris Aurelio, and that's unfortunate, because if he stayed still, he would have gained a spot on Steven Carter. Next up, it's the Black Mamba, Matt Evans. Now, Matt Evans, decent year, but it's been relatively quiet compared to other seasons.
Exactly. I think he's starting to taper off a little bit, trying to be a little more conservative of a driver. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to hurt himself too much. He sees the damage that can be dealt to the body, especially from these really big jumps.
And of course, he is getting old.
Yeah, he's getting very, very, very old.
Well, he is the seasoned veteran in this series, and, he has the most experience, so I think he approaches every race, very calculated now.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what he's getting into, but a very, very consistent run for Matt Evans, a 41.82.
So close to Matt Dool, but it's going to be a second place for him.
Next up is William Duncan from Team Thunder, hoping to really keep the season alive, a lot like a lot of these other drivers. Hoping, it's the second half of the season, having only 10 races, every race counts, and if he can hit this jump here, he's going to have a good time. And
no! Just misses it, and Thunder is going to get muffled by the bay. If he's underwater, they're going to have to send some people to fish him out as he's just hanging around near the bottom. Next up, it's the Flying Dutchman, Robert Piet, in that very unusual colored car, as we always point out. As he's going to try and work for a good finish today.
No, I don't think it's unusual. I think it's a really nice paint scheme.
You don't see it very often, though.
True, but
along
with those Canadian physics.
Yeah, the Canadians and the Dutchmen, they don't work. It's because of the metric system.
Yeah, they put some metric percentage into their tire pressure or something like that. But here we go, hitting his turn. A lot of speed coming out of there. Really smooth run for him so far.
Now he's actually flying as the Flying Dutchman as he flies from rooftop to rooftop.
I know, this is a beautiful view. I mean, this is probably one of the craziest courses we had as far as terrain. But a 43.09 for Robert Piet, a very good time for him for top 5.
Next up is going to be Colin Bartel for the 12th Man Racing Team. Now, it's been kind of a quiet year for Colin Bartel, but hey, at least he hasn't run into too much trouble. I can only think of one major downfall, and that was at Yuma.
Yeah, exactly. Now, a little fast there. Hits the tail of his car on the corner there, but he's able to get himself back onto the racetrack. Now, here's the thing. We're noticing that we're not having as many DNFs as we thought. We had a few on that spot, but people are somehow to be able to...
Well, we have 4 DNFs so far, and actually, if one more car pulls out of this race, Carson Bechtel is guaranteed his career best finish. Actually, wait a second, no. He is guaranteed his career best finish.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't think he can finish any lower than that, so even though he gets knocked out of the top 10, Bartel to 4th, and now we have Xavier Singleton from the Pacific Northwest trying to make his debut as a replacement for Alex DeMarco.
He's going to drop in with 1 single ton of might into this race event. Here he goes, going over the first jump in his first race.
Whoa! That is a crazy flip for Xavier Singleton. Man, what a...
Seth Cole is applauding in his chair. He is like, wow, that man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Xavier Singleton, a Durus racer from the Pacific Northwest, replacing DeMarco, which is not a very high bar to go after, but see what he can do here.
No!
He misses the jump too slow. He's on the city streets. Now, we're going to get a view of this track that we're not going to usually get, as he's going to start running around where no traffic runs. Luckily, but now he's back on track.
Exactly. Luckily, all the roads connect, and he's able to get himself back on track. He's not going to have a good time, but he's going to do better than the DNFs.
Yep, and he's going to beat drivers like, Stephen Carter and Mason.
It's sad, though. He's a little hesitant off this turn because anybody in their first time rallycross, this is a really hard track for their first time. Going through rooftop to rooftop, but he's able to get back on track.
I don't think Singleton signed up for this.
Yeah.
1 minute and 9 seconds, but hey, he could have done worse. Now it's time for Joseph. Check out these Onesticles, Onesto.
You played him in mean about saying shit, and then you go and say Nesticles now. I don't know if that's true. Wait, Jim's mad again. Oh no, Jim.
Our censor is going off on us.
Yeah.
We're gonna lobby for it.
Because you know what? And yeah, exactly. So
he's going crazy on that buzzer, but Joseph Onesto on track right now. He's very aggressive in the garage area. He said that to me when I talked to him. I was like, "Hey Joe, what's the bit?"
Oh, decapitates himself. Wait, he doesn't think he has enough speed to be able to make the jump, just like Singleton.
Yeah, but he's going to play a little more cautiously. Maybe this will help him. Going to back it all the way up to the edge there.
It's not going to help him in time, but it's definitely going to help him so he can make it over there safely and soundly.
He is guaranteed to beat Singleton. What is his time going to be?
55.67.
And not that close to anything we've seen so far. As next up is Tyler Benoit in the number 3 machine for Benoit Motorsports. He's a driver to watch out for because he's been doing great this season, has a victory under his belt.
Yeah, exactly. And he's itching for that championship. He's been so close every single season. And so this is one of his, it's got a combination of both dirt and city. We know he's the dirt master, but see if he can handle the rooftop challenge.
This is a little bit of a foreign ground for Tyler Benoit, not his specialty. As we see, I compare this track a lot to Elkhorn Pike.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a hybrid racetrack, but let's see what he can do here. This car has been pretty smooth thus far.
Wow, hasn't hit a single...
He's tracking close to duel. What can he do?
Here we go.
Coming to the line. It's a 41.29. That's going to take the top spot away. So Tyler Benoit, now the man to beat once again, as the stuntman, Seth Cole, looks to tackle the bay.
Yeah, Seth Cole hoping to maybe do a Singleton with an awesome flip there. He was still going crazy over that jump when he goes to the starting line, but here he goes.
I'm not sure about that turn. Makes some contact with the gate, and that's unfortunate for him. I know he wanted to try that rooftop jump.
Exactly, I was probably getting really excited. But next up is Nathan Minazuki. Minazuki's had a pretty good season so far, and especially for a rookie. But this is one of the challenges for a lot of these rookies. These kind of racetracks really challenge all aspects of your driving ability.
Though he did win at Blackpool, which did have a similar elevation shift.
That's true.
So this could be a good place for Minazuki to run. Let's see what he can do here as he works his way toward the rooftop segment of this course.
Here he goes. Now, not a bad start here for him. He's just got to hit this next turn very smoothly, which is it's very hard because it gets very dark. So your visibility is really messed up, especially when trying to land your car.
No headlights on these things as we go through a 41.99. Very solid run for Minazuki. He works his way into the top 5. As now, well, look who's back. It's Dylan Young, driving the number 5 machine for Young Motorsports.
The one, the only, the man. The only one that's not young enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, he's replacing Dylan Thoreau, who, unfortunately, he looks like he was going for a championship, but ended up having to pull out due to financial issues, and Dylan Young...
maybe too young! Oh, my God!
Yep, too soon for Dylan Young to achieve glory today, so he'll have to pick it up next week. It's now Tyler Chico Kulesa is on track, who's been one of the breakthrough rookies of the season.
Yeah, it was expected, though. I mean, again, we talked about earlier in the season how if you work with these cars, you know how these cars go, and he knows exactly when this goes, where to put that car so it gets back on all fours. Like right there, it snapped right back into place. He really knows what he's doing here.
The only thing I'm worried about is that Tyler Benoit had a nearly flawless run through that segment, so I'm not sure if this is going to beat him, but this is looking pretty well for Tyler Kulesa. Let's see what he can do. Even
a top 5 finish for him will really keep him in the point standings and for that championship. It looks like it's going to be a battle of the Tylers so far.
As Tyler Kulesa, 41.85, that is a top 5 performance for him. 2 cars left to go. Joshua Michaels makes his debut. Now, Joshua Michaels, he's not really done as well as, his kinfolk, Emil and Emily Michaels. Yeah. Both of them were able to win a race. He's struggled.
But Joshua Michaels, really excited to come back in the series. He was doing fairly well in the
Arena Cross
Series. Yeah, I think
he even got himself a victory.
He
won himself at Helena, but he said, no, I don't want to win that championship. I want to compete at the top level.
Let me point something out here. He is on track with Tyler Benoit's time. Flawless run throughout the dirt section of that. Here he goes for the rooftop climb. Good. Wow. Just as smooth as Tyler Benoit, and he's coming to the home stretch here. Can he beat out Tyler Benoit?
No rocking at the end. Let's see what he can do.
A 39.76!
It's going to blow Tyler Benoit's time out.
Another Michaels has destroyed his thunder.
Yeah, as Michael Aurelio, the last car on track, but Joshua Michaels, that's what Emil Michaels did. to Tyler Benoit in season 1.
Tyler Benoit is throwing his hat, but Michael Aurelio, not to outshine his performance here.
Michael Aurelio, the Canadian approach to that jump.
Yeah, exactly, with the weird physics. But wow, Joshua Michaels with an awesome finish to beat out, especially breaking 40 seconds.
Yep, as Michael Aurelio looks to complete his run. Let's
Breaking
get back
the
to
sound
him.
barrier.
Let's get back to him. I feel bad for him. We haven't been able to cover him justly on this last lap here.
Not a bad run, though, for Michael Aurelio. A little shaky, but maybe be able to get a top 5.
No, not going to get it done. So Michael Aurelio, 42.25. Joshua Michaels, first race back, is going to steal the upset victory in Dubai. He's followed by Tyler Benoit, another huge upset for this driver.
Yeah, but it's
so many times.
Still not bad for him. Followed by Matt Dool, Matt Evans, and Tyler Kulesa. We got a battle of Matts and a battle of tires for this race event.
Exactly. As Nathan Minazuki, Michael Aurelio, a 7th place slot. Alex Hawkins is going to slot in a good position, followed by Colin Bartel and the Flying Dutchman, Robert Piet, another solid top 10. And look at that. Carson Bechtel gets his career best finish of 11th place.
Not bad. Almost one shy of the top 10, but followed by Mason.
Maybe next week.
Followed by Mason Powers, Joseph Ernesto, Xavier Singleton with an awesome flip. I would put him up there. The last person that didn't fall out. Then we got the DNFs of Stephen Carter, Dylan Young, Chris Aurelio,
Nick Pericles, Seth Cole, and William Duncan. A disappointing last place finish for him. High attrition this week.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah, the point standings. Tyler Kulesa is still on top, but Tyler Benoit is etching ever closer. Nathan Minazuki is in the 3rd place position. And there's Dylan Thoreau, who is still 4th despite missing this race.
Exactly. And we have Nick Pericles in the 5th place, and Mason Powers slowly dropping in points. He's starting to taper off after the great start to the season.
Some of those drivers that were up here, like Seth Cole and Michael Aurelio, having their troubles. Matt Evans is in 9th. He's still trying to pick it up. And Stephen Carter runs out the top 10.
Then you got Adam Dunlap, Robert Piet, Joseph Ernesto, all itching their way, trying to get into that top 10 spot, followed by William Duncan and Colin Bartel.
Then Alex Hawkins getting a couple good runs, but still mired in 16th. Matt Dool's in 17th still. Chris Aurelio, an awful season for him.
Yeah.
Carson Bechtel is 19th, and Alex DeMarco rounds out your top 20. Then we're going to have the rest of the points following, because we did have a couple of debut drivers here. Yeah. Joshua Michaels with that victory, still only 21st with 21 points.
Exactly, but 21 points already in the first race.
That was more than Carson Bechtel for a good portion of the season. Singleton and Young ran out the rest of the standings. So this does it for the Dubai event. I hope you all enjoyed this race, and
I sure as hell did.
Yeah, next week's going to be a great one. We're going to be heading to Africa for the SAR Speedway. Should be an excellent event.
Oh, it's going to be hot.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be real hot, so make sure you pack a wet towel.
I'll pack a wet towel and a whole cooler of beer, man.
Why don't we get a dry towel, and then we wet it while we're there?
With beer.
Yeah! That's using your noodle, Chad.
I know.
You're using your noodle.
I know.
From us here at the Utica Rallycross Series, we'll see you next time.
Adios!